As I said earlier, I don't want to be the guy who's just telling you not to do things. I want to be the guy who tells you how to do things that are safe. Is there a safe way to do tani toshi? The answer is yes, there is. There's a simple golden rule which would take this from being one of the most dangerous takedowns in jiu-jitsu to one of the safest and one of the most effective. Let's look at it right now. We're in front of our training partner. Okay, here's the golden rule of tani toshi. If your ear is on your training partner's chest and you hit tani toshi on a resisting opponent, go. It's quite likely you'll sit on his knee and badly hurt his knee. What if you change things? What if you were behind your opponent and your ear was on his back? Then you could sit into tani toshi with 100% safety because there is literally no danger of you sitting on your opponent's knee. Watch Nick Ortiz's right foot go behind his training partner's foot. Nope. Towards me. Out here somewhere. Now left foot trips. Down he goes to the mat. Okay? Let's have a look at that again. The change in head position changes the nature of the move. If your head is behind your opponent's back, you can sit into tani toshi as hard as you want. Go. And there is literally no danger to your opponent because no pressure on the outside of the knee. When your head is in front of your opponent's chest, this is where the problems start because now you are positioned at the side of your opponent's knee instead of behind it. When your ear is on the chest, it's only a matter of time until you hurt someone. But if you throw your opponent by and get your ear behind him, now you can hit the move with 100% safety. Because you are positioned behind him, there is no danger of sitting on the side of the knee. So if you're teaching tani toshi in class, teach it as a move from behind people. Make a simple golden rule of tani toshi. If your head is behind their back, everything's good. Use it. It's a great takedown. Not only is it a great takedown, it's a much more effective takedown when your head is behind them than it is when your head is in front. Your opponent can't turn out of it. If the head is in front, that's the tani toshi that I ban. So I don't ban tani toshi in general. I ban tani toshi where the head is in front of the chest. If the head's behind the chest, no problem. Okay, tani toshi's fine. It's very safe and it's pretty effective. There's better moves you can use from there, but it's not bad. Now, let's have a look at some other elements here. Okay, what if your ear is in front? Your ear's in front of his chest. Well, I got news for you. If you sit to your hip in these positions with a tani toshi, not only are you quite likely to hurt your training partner in a catastrophic fashion, but it's not even particularly effective. As we saw before, an opponent can just turn out on you. It's not even a particularly good takedown. It's not bad, but there's a lot better things you can do than that. A much better approach in these situations is to lift people's feet off the mat. When you lift someone's feet off the mat, there's no contact with the mat. It's 100% safe now to sweep them with your thigh. Let's go. Put them down to the floor. By clearing the legs out from in front of you, there's zero chance of hurting your training partner's legs. And it's a relatively safe, controlled landing on the floor. Why is it a safe and controlled landing on the floor? I'm sure you could guess if we break it down in slow motion. Because your knees commit to the mat before he does. So you are once again obeying the golden rule of safety, which is to commit your body to the mat rather than onto your opponent. Okay? So once again, if we do a basic tani toshi with the head in front, you are committing the weight of all of your hips and upper body onto the outside of his knee in a way that could badly hurt a training partner. Let's see it in slow motion. He went for the tani toshi, and look, he's sitting on his training partner's knee, committing a large percentage of your body weight right onto the outside of his knee. Now let's contrast this with a lift that takes the feet up off the mat. And then Nick Ortiz's knees commit to the floor before he does. So it's a very, very safe takedown. It doesn't result in an unpleasant, powerful slam that can hurt Giancarlo. It's a very safe, controlled landing on the mat because your knees commit to the mat first and you just place them down on the floor. In this way, there's no danger of sitting on anyone's knees. You get a much more effective takedown. You land right across the side. There's no danger of the guy turning out on you and no injuries. Okay, so that would be an example of a much better and safer alternative to tani toshi. We can also add a knee sweep where we lift and we sweep with the knee. And again, you sweep the legs out of the way, you commit your own knees to the mat, and it's done. Now, Nicotes, let's show this as going from single leg up to the waist and then into our move. Good. Okay. Now, another safe version of tani toshi is this. We're on a single leg. From single leg, we take our right arm and we go up to the waist and we keep his foot off the floor. Okay. Now, your ear is in front of his chest. Now, do you see something is different here, guys? That left leg of Giancarlo is off the mat. So if we went into tani toshi and tripped the foot, you could do it 100% safely because you've picked the knee up off the floor. So there's no danger of sitting on the outside of the knee. So this would be another safe example of tani toshi. We go single leg, we switch to the waist, and now because we have his leg off the floor, when we trip the other foot, it's very safe. I've never seen anyone get injured using this method. The only way you can screw this up is if you let the leg back down to the floor before you hit the tani toshi. So let's again look at some safe alternatives to tani toshi. Single leg, we go in, we lock up the waist, and we go into a lift. Good. Single leg, lift, knee sweep. Good. Single leg, hold the leg up, tani toshi on the support leg. And there you have it, guys. Why tani toshi can potentially be one of the most dangerous takedowns. I'm not going to say it's always dangerous. You might hit it 20 times, 30 times, hell, 50 times, and never hurt anyone. But then that 51st time, you send one of your best friends to the hospital in an ambulance.